Sometimes a government school or an orphanage or an old age home, they say, we want a meal. There's a government registration for the
చాలా మంది టాలెంటెడ్ పీపుల్ కి వెనకపడి ఉంది.
I have done my bit.
Yeah.
Next what? I mean.
Hi, welcome back to another inspiring episode of On Air with me, Nivedita. Today, we have an extraordinary guest who has made a significant impact in the world of social entrepreneurship. She is a dynamic entrepreneur and a visionary and the founder of Karmic Connections Foundation, Ms. Uma. Through KCF, Uma Garu has been working with full dedication for the underprivileged communities and addressing pressing social issues in innovative and in its own sustainable ways. From providing support to senior citizens to empowering the transgender community in her own way. Her work is a testament to her commitment to social change. So, ee roju nato unnaru Uma to share her philosophy behind the impactful initiatives, tana vision of an inclusive society. అంటే చిన్న పెద్ద భేద భావ ఏమీ లేకున్న సొసైటీ ఎలా ఇంకా మార్పులు తెచ్చి మనమందరూ కలిసి ముందుకు సాగొచ్చు అని. So let's welcome her on air with me, Nivedita. Welcome.
Hello, Nivedita.
Hi.
Hi.
So I know that అంటే మీరు different activities లో అంటే from KCF you have been doing different activities at different level from very underprivileged children, old people, maybe they are physically handicapped and of course transgender, which everybody kind of వెనక వెళ్ళి ఇలా చూసే టైప్ అంటే society is not very inclusive, different levels of
True,
people.
true.
So how was your journey and how did you అంటే ఇది ఎందుకు చేయాలనుకున్నారు, మీరు ఎక్కడి నుంచి ఇది మార్పు తేయాలి సొసైటీలోని ఎందుకు అనుకున్నారు?
ఓకే, సో ఫస్ట్ నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేస్తే when I was a kid, every week my father used to distribute some food packets to some people on the roads. As a kid, I was excited to actually accompany him and go and see what he was doing, but I never understood why he was doing what he was doing. Then later I got married. Then oksari, when I and my husband were coming back from a second show movie, we kind of found a lot of old people, children, women and all just lying down, sleeping on the
roads and
pavements, barely anything to cover themselves with. That was when my husband was like, let's do something for them. And then we got back home, picked all our old clothes and blankets and this and that and all, and went back and distributed them. Then he said, just us, we are giving. I mean, that may not be sufficient. Why don't we also ask our relatives?
Yeah.
So we went and asked the relatives and some of them gave, and then again we went back the second day and we did the distribution and all. Then this became an yearly thing for us. So whenever, for the onset of the winter season, we used to actually go and tag our friends, our relatives, everybody, if you have any old clothes gani, blankets gani, then I want to please give it to us. We wanted to distribute.
And I think also many times ఏమవుతుందంటే చాలా మందికి చేయాలని ఉంటుంది కానీ ఎలా చేయాలని తెలియదు.
So yeah, very rightly said. Most of them, like when we used to go and collect all these items from them, they say, thank God you guys came. We were wondering what we should do with the clothes or the bed sheets and all that. So that journey went on for some years. Then my mother introduced me to an old age home, wherein we used to every month give them some grocery, whatever they required, either rice or oil or whatever the old age home required. So that was my very initial introduction into
stepping stone అని చెప్పాలి.
Something which I didn't even think on a bigger picture, saying charity, but it was something like we were doing because it was making us feel good. That is how the journey started. And in 2014, my nephew introduced me to Robin Hood Army. Robin Hood Army, I joined as a volunteer. Robin Hood Army is an organization which collects excess and remaining food from the hotels and restaurants and the function halls.
So is the Robin Hood Army, is it Hyderabad lo matrame unda?
లేదు, Robin Hood Army spread across India and about 13 countries in the world. So ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే దే కలెక్ట్ ఎక్సెస్ ఫుడ్ అండ్ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూట్ ఇట్ టు ద నీడీ.
సో ఇది ఎక్సెస్ ఫుడ్ అంటే ఒక పెళ్లి ఉండొచ్చు, ఫంక్షన్స్ ఉండొచ్చు,
హోటల్స్ ఉండొచ్చు, ఫంక్షన్స్, ఎనీథింగ్.
సో
ఈవెన్ ఇఫ్ యు హావింగ్
ఫుడ్ మిగిలిపోతుంది,
ఈవెన్ ఇఫ్ యు హావింగ్ అ ఫంక్షన్ అట్ హోమ్, అలాంటి ఫుడ్ కూడా.
సో అలా ఏం లేదు దట్ అది ఇంత క్వాంటిటీ ఉండాలని అలా ఏం లేదు.
సో దట్ వాస్ వేర్ ఐ జాయిన్డ్ RHA as a volunteer. Slowly I became the city head of Robin Hood Army, and we did many programs. I mean, as in food distribution lo, tarvata groceries distribution lo, tarvata especially during the COVID time, we really did a lot of things to a lot of people who were not able to get out of their houses.
And also I think many daily wage laborers
daily wage laborers
food
absolutely వాళ్ళందరికీ food supply చేసి, and we were doing all those things.
Then, but COVID would have been it would have been a very tough time.
Tough, yes.
No, ante meeku even to get support and to give also.
Luckily for us ఏంటంటే our donors, the hotels gaani lekapothe individual donors gaani, a lot of people came forward and teamed up with us, like Akshay Patra వాళ్ళు వచ్చారు, తర్వాత Isha Life వాళ్ళు వచ్చారు, all of us teamed up together. And we were distributing food or grocery kits.
So you went to all these camps and slum areas, and wherever labor camps ekkadaithe undi, because baita raavadaniki kuda avakasham.
Actually I'll tell you what, COVID time lo emaindante the entire concentration was on the slum areas or the construction labor or the specific junk of people where which was seen to the public. Right. We tapped sections of people where they were not even visible to the public. Like for example, if you take the bouncers, your pub is closed.
Oh no.
So the bouncer doesn't have a job.
Oh no.
But the entire family is dependent on his money.
Yes.
So we tapped that particular sections of the society where people lost their jobs because of COVID. Like pujaris, bouncers, auto drivers, Uber drivers, వీళ్ళందరూ we kind of, I mean, so to say that a section of the middle class society also
suffered,
could not come out and ask for groceries because of various reasons.
Maybe watchmen, maid, వీళ్ళందరూ కూడా బాగా
వాళ్ళందరూ సరే. But sections of middle class, as in I'm saying the lower middle class sections who are like otherwise employed in different
వాళ్ళు బయట వచ్చి అడగడానికి కూడా
and they can't say that maaku ivvandi ani. So we tapped those sections of people also, and we distributed groceries to them. So that was COVID time. Then 2021 I said no, I need a break now. So I've taken a kind of break till 2024. 2024 lo emaindante, the people, I mean, we were working as a team in RHA. A couple of volunteers from RHA, they used to be in touch with me, and suddenly this thing started ki we have to do something. We can't be like, just sitting idle. We have to start something. Let's do something. Ani a very chance call in the first week of February by Amishi. She's one of the core members. She says, no, let's do something, man. You can't be sitting at home doing nothing. Come out again.
And when you've already done so much of contribution to the society.
And I said, Amishi, let's see. Annata, I was trying to kind of push it. Anukokunda, the same day, another guy by name Prakash called and said, no, let's do something. I said, oh, looks like this is some kind of a connection somewhere. Then slowly we got onto a Zoom
Is
call.
it also, that's where the name Karmic
Connection? I'll tell you how the Karmic Connection name came. So we got onto a Zoom call. So we are about 4 of us, core team members, Amishi, Prakash, Ashwin and Mansi. We all got on a call. We see, all the NGOs are doing a lot of things. So now what is it that we can do that, I mean, we are different from the others, or enti, what is it? What is the new thing that we're doing? So we got discussing, and then lot of yes, no's, tarvata. Then suddenly we said, okay, if we are starting off an NGO, what should be the name? That is when Prakash said, madam, this is all karma. See how we got connected? Let's keep it Karmic Connections. Then everybody was like, wow, this looks so nice. I mean, it sounds so good and all. Karmic Connections Foundation.
And around that same time, KGF also released.
Well, yeah, probably. So that's how the name stuck to us, Karmic Connections Foundation. Then later we said, okay, now let's start an NGO. Let's target on a couple of initiatives that are close to our heart.
Yeah.
And let's see how different we can be from the others.
Yeah.
Because there's no point in reinventing the wheel. Somebody is doing clothes distribution. There's no point we go and do the same thing again. Somebody is giving food. There's no point we doing the same thing again. So we thought, let's do something which is a little different from others and which can be a little more sustainable. That is what our theme was, our vision was when we started KCF. We said, whatever we're doing, let us do something which is more sustainable.
Yes.
That is how Karmic
KCF
Connections
was
started.
Yeah. So under KCF, I know you do different initiatives, like if అంటే ఎవరికైనా education కి support కావాలి, donor కావాలి అంటే they might be from a very bad situation, the student may be very bright గా ఉండొచ్చు, and I know that we have spoken about it. And కొందరు like Jaipur food or wheelchair requirement అంటే చూడడానికి people will think wheelchair కదా ఏం పెద్దగా ఉంది అని, but there are people who have to live on wheelchair and వాళ్ళకి అటు ఇటు mobility కి కూడా it is important. So how did you pick these and how do you pick అంటే జెన్యూన్ ఎవరు అని అదొక దట్ ఈస్ అ బిగ్ క్వశ్చన్ విచ్ కమ్స్, ఎనీబడి అండ్ ఎవ్రీబడి విల్ సే నాకు ప్రాబ్లం ఉంది అని, అది బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ చెకింగ్ చేయడం అదన్నీ హౌ డు యూ హ్యాండిల్?
సో ఇన్ KCF we said let's start off with 5 initiatives. So all the initiatives are like Project Samardhan is the one which you were mentioning about. So our idea, whichever initiative we were trying to take up, let's look at the sustainability. It's not like general ga donors, donations, charity ante entante you give 500 rupees,
double
you give 1000
rupees
and I'm done. I'm like I've done charity. But that doesn't really support the person or the needy who is coming to you for help. So what we have decided was, whatever case we take up, let's see that once we help this particular case, they are on their own. They don't come back to anybody for any kind of a donation.
So వాళ్ళు independent అయిపోవాలి.
So Project Samardhan lo entante, suppose we have taken up education for a lady. I'll tell you a small example what we have done. So there was this mother whom we by chance met, Karmic Connection again. Then she said, my husband met with an accident and we have no source of income. My daughter is a really bright student and she's doing her nursing course. Kani with great difficulty we could pay the first term fees.
And she's a bright student.
She's a bright student. But we don't have money to pay for her education. So please help us ante. Then so on a daily basis we keep getting these kind of calls, like గిల్లర్ వస్తుంటే, మేడం అది లేదు, ఇది లేదు, అన్నం లేదు, రెంట్ లేదు, గ్యాస్ లేదు, అవి కూడా వచ్చేస్తుంటాయి మాకు. So what we did was we set up a verification team. So anybody who reaches to us, we take the details and first send it to our verification team. వాళ్ళు ఏంటంటే they do a thorough verification. If necessary they go and visit the house of the needy just to check whether that is genuine or not. See, our policy is help a genuine person. Even if you're not helping, it's all right. But don't keep on giving to the same person who is already, who has so much already. There's no point in doing something like that. So these people really went to the college and checked, and they found out that this girl was a topper in nursing law. Then we said, okay, fine, we'll help you. Then we got a donor చెప్పిన తర్వాత మేము డోనర్కి మొత్తం కేసు అంతా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసి we said, you merely giving us about 5,000 or 10,000 is not going to serve the purpose.
And at end to end chestene, then there is a
4 years
benefit
course
for both the donor satisfaction and for the girl or the child or whoever.
So this is a 4-year course. So if you are coming on board, please see that you pay all the 4 years course. మీరు డైరెక్ట్గా కాలేజ్కి పే చేయండి. You don't have to pay any of us. And every semester we'll keep sending you the marks list.
సో దట్ వాళ్ళకి పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ కూడా
వీళ్ళకి ఉంటుంది, వాళ్ళకి ఉంటుంది.
ఈ అమ్మాయి కూడా ప్రెషర్ ఉంటుంది కదా, పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ చేయాలని.
Do well, I might not get my fee అని ఈ అమ్మాయికి ఉంటుంది. And the donor will feel that great, the money that I'm giving is not going
ఎక్కడైనా బెనిఫిట్ అవుతుంది అని. అవును.
So we connected both of them and the donor said fine, I'll do it అని. She's on almost her 4th semester అయిపోయింది ఇప్పుడు అమ్మాయి. She's been continuously topping her course and the donor is very happy.
Yeah.
We are very happy. The girl is
ఎందుకంటే అది
happy.
హెల్ప్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఇట్ షుడ్ హెల్ప్ ఎవ్రీబడి అండ్ యూ షుడ్ ఆల్సో ఫీల్ గుడ్ అబౌట్
Exactly.
ఇట్.
So what we told the girl, like she generally they call and say thank you so much, you are God to me, you are that to me. I said okay, all gods and all pakkan pedte, we need a help from you. Once you are done with your nursing course, once you take up a job, you should actually identify somebody who is in need and maybe try to help whatever little you can help.
Yeah.
I mean, she may not be able to pay
Fund
this,
like a fees, but
or
ఏదైనా
something.
చిన్నదన్నా they can
Any
do.
small thing, since she's doing her nursing course, maybe giving her
Tuition.
a medicine or tuition or anything, whatever. So that is the promise we've taken from her, and she's like, fine, I'll do this and all.
Yeah. So that's such a great thing.
Yeah. So that is what we look at, sustainability. Don't just help for the sake of helping and saying I've done this, put the pictures in social media and say, hey look, I got this, I did. So that is about Samardhan.
Yeah.
Then a project which is extremely close to all of hearts, which has been suggested by one of the core members, Ashwin, is Project Sahayak. Sahayak ఏంటంటే a lot of elderly people stay here. I'm talking about Hyderabad, right? So వాళ్ళ పిల్లలందరూ they are abroad or they are in some other city or wherever. They're not living with the parents.
Yeah.
When everything goes well, everything is well. But once the parents fall sick,
Yeah.
that is when they would really want that little support from a daughter or a son who అనిపిస్తుంది కదా,
Yeah.
I want to go to the hospital, I wish my son was here or my daughter was here or things like that. Sahayak is that. We are that missing son or
Apt for
daughter.
that name.
Yeah.
Sahayak.
We are that missing son or daughter.
Yeah. Bridge.
We go there. So we coordinate with the children who are wherever they are and with the parents. So mark ఏంటంటే we are all working professionals. We are also doing our own jobs for our own sustenance. So మాకు ముందు తెలుస్తుంది, ఓకే ఈ వీక్లో వెన్స్డే నాడు లెట్స్ సే I have to take somebody out for a medical checkup. So we coordinate with both the son and the parents or the daughter and the parents. So from the time the father or the mother start from their house,
ఇంటి నుంచి పికప్
నుంచి we take them to the hospital, then testlu, doctors waiting, medicines darilo, we take them back and put them back at home. That is our job. That is what we do free of cost. All the bills, the actual bills of whatever has to be paid will be paid by them only. But we are just the missing son or daughter who go along with them, be around.
ఒక సపోర్ట్ సిస్టమ్ కింద.
సపోర్ట్ సిస్టమ్
అంటే ఇప్పుడు వాళ్ళు ఎల్డర్లీ ఉన్నప్పుడు వాళ్ళు ఇప్పుడు డాక్టర్ పిలిచాడా, లైన్ తగ్గిందా, చూడు, వాటర్ కావాలి, ఇలాంటివన్నీ కదా.
You have to stand in the queue, wait for your turn. Suddenly I want something.
వాళ్ళు ఏదో మెడిసిన్ తీసుకొని రండి, ఇంజెక్షన్ తీసుకొని రండి,
they'll say go and get this test done.
అవును.
So all those
running around ఉంటుంది
కాబట్టి we are there with them. We are that missing son or daughter. Go along with them, finish their jobs and then drop them back home and come back. This is Project Sahayak.
See, everything is not connected with money. So even that mental support or just akkada undadam, pakkana undadam, oka dhairanga undadam is also a lot.
So it's just not about taking them to a hospital and dropping them back at home. Because of the bond we develop with the parents, they generally call and just say how are you doing and what are you doing for this festival, come, or
because you become part of the family.
Or sometimes they say we want to go to a movie, we don't know how to book an online ticket, can you book it for us? All these kind of things. Like
some help.
Probably what a son
and
or
the elders
daughter
definitely can't do apple gipple అయితే వాళ్ళ వల్ల అవ్వట్లేదు.
Exactly. So what probably a son or a daughter would have done if they had stayed with the parents, that is what we do. That is Project Sahayak. Then the other one is Project Samman. ఇది ఇంకా చాలా నేసెంట్ స్టేజ్లో ఉంది. We have a MOU with Tweet Foundation in Mumbai, which is again run by the transgender community. Project Samman is all about transgender community. So when we kind of spoke to a couple of them, their life journeys are not at all easy. I mean, we speak about them like
society ala chase
society
is to be blamed.
So there is no empathy when you're talking to a transgender person, or you're always kind of,
and the approach itself has been very looked down upon ane cheppochu.
So the life journeys are not at all easy. I mean, when you actually speak to some of them, you're like, oh my god, I mean, We are living in a society,
Yeah.
and there is a section of society living along with us, and we are not even aware of what
complete
they're going
separate,
through in their
like a
lives.
parallel society.
There's so much so that till very recently they didn't even have an Aadhaar card, because Aadhaar card had
Only male and
two,
female.
male gender or female.
Female gender. అవును అదర్ అయితే లేదే లేదు అందులో. అవును.
So they fought for their rights, and finally, I mean, other has been included. But alantivi chinna chinnavi ante at every stage telling them that they're not included in the society. They don't belong here.
Yeah.
Anna danlo we still treat them because of our ignorance.
Yeah.
I mean, I can only say it is our ignorance. And దాంతో వాళ్ళు ఏమైపోతారంటే their professions are very very limited అయిపోతాయి. They just have 1 or 2 professions which they fall back on.
Yeah.
Because of the way society treats them, they come across as very aggressive people.
Yeah.
Ante you see a bunch of them coming, you're like, the first reaction anybody gets is, oh my god, close the doors, close the windows, don't let them in. I'll call the police. This is the reaction generally people give out, which is, I think, is very very wrong. I mean, they are a part of us. They're as human as we all are, but then somehow there is no inclusion. So we are trying to do something for them. Maybe వాళ్ళకి ఏంటంటే దే హ్యావ్ సంథింగ్ కాల్డ్ అ ట్రాన్స్ కార్డ్ విచ్ హ్యాస్ టు బి గివెన్ బై ద గవర్నమెంట్. ఆ ట్రాన్స్ కార్డ్ పెట్టుకుంటే దే హ్యావ్
opportunity
to kind of a couple of things. So we're first trying to get them trans cards. Then a couple of NGOs also train people for 3 months or something. They give a stipend and all, and then also try to help them set up their own businesses and all. We're trying to talk to a couple of NGOs, those kind of NGOs, to kind of train them and try and put up some small shops for them, or
sustainability.
Ippudu some of the big companies are coming forward and saying,
now some in IT companies there are some people
there is a job fair.
Yes.
So this job fair is open for the transgender
even some IAS officers. There is a doctor, there is an actor.
Gandhi Hospital lo there are 2 doctors who are, see, that is what I'm saying. Inka ante fight chesi mundukochina vallu, they have become successful.
అది ఇప్పుడు ఈ 1 year లో చాలా 1-2 years లోనే చేంజెస్ కనిపిస్తుంది.
Otherwise it's really pathetic. I mean, ante
and I think with social media also వాళ్ళకు కూడా ఒక ప్లాట్ఫామ్ వచ్చింది to talk about. ఇంతకు ముందు channels or anybody won't include them. That's how it's sad to say we are media, but media never included them.
Not only media, nobody includes them. The society doesn't include them at all.
I'm saying, like, ఇప్పుడు social media ఉంది కాబట్టి they are able to talk about it.
Correct.
And openly say
and you'll
or
be
present.
actually surprised when you speak to some of them, వాళ్ళ language gaani, the command they have on different languages. You're like, wow, I mean, inta undi, and how come they're still like this, Ani? So that's a kind of a very sad part as far as the community is concerned. So I can't say we are doing much, but we are just trying to get in, understand what their problems are, what their challenges are, what our challenges will be when we go forward to kind of help them or whatever. Even we are trying to assess the situation and trying to do whatever little bit we can do for the transgender community. That is Project Samman. Then there is Project Swastha, which you were telling about, the Jaipur limbs or the wheelchairs or the walkers, or sometimes needy people ki they also get diseases, right? But they won't be able to kind of buy medication. So we try and get them sponsors to do their medication and all. We conduct eye camps in the government hospital. I mean, just yesterday we done with an eye camp for a government school. So 3rd నుంచి 5th class వరకు there are about 28 students who couldn't read the board. It's like, we eye camps conduct చేస్తారు, and they give us a prescription saying
ఇది స్పెక్స్ చేయించాలి.
That's it.
అవును.
What is the follow?
About the next thing?
What? So that is when we said, no, who needs a prescription? I mean, I know I can't see, but why do I need a prescription? So we got another donor, and the donor said,
specs చెప్పించడమే is one expense.
The donor said, I am ready to get all the 28 specs done for the children and all. So we'll be distributing them in a day or 2. So sustainability. I mean, you take up one thing, you finish it. I mean, you close
start
it.
to end.
You close it. You don't leave it midway and say, I have done my bit. Next what? I mean, you guys have to take care of it. That is not what we do. Then Project Swastha is again about food. people who want groceries. Ante temporarily they will be needing groceries for a month or two because they have to sustain. So those kind of things we do. And sometimes a government school or an orphanage or an old age home, they say we want a meal, sponsor a meal for us, or give us some milk. Government schools lo they ask for milk for the children, whatever. Ivanni we do it in projects Vasta.
So now if we have to reach out to you, I will anyway share the website. They can anyway reach. We'll share your phone number for anybody to reach out at these different sectors if they want to get. So one more thing is now under CSR initiative is almost a must from the policy level angle if we see. So are you registered?
Under we are a registered foundation. So we are also registered with Darpan, which is a government registration for the NGOs, which is mandatory now. So I mean చాలా మట్టుకు NGOs ఇదివరకు ఎలా ఉండేదంటే బిఫోర్ ద గవర్నమెంట్ రియలీ పుట్ అ స్ట్రిక్ట్ రూల్, లాట్ ఆఫ్ NGOs have sprung up. So you keep getting calls. We are an NGO, we have 20 children, they don't have food to eat or they don't have anything, can you do something? అంటే ఇనీషియల్గా మాకు తెలిసేది కాదు, అరే దిస్ NGO నీడ్స్ సంథింగ్ అని వీ యూస్ టు డూ సంథింగ్ ఫర్ దెమ్. అండ్ దెన్ లేటర్ ఆన్ వీ ఫౌండ్ అవుట్ దట్ దిస్ ఇస్ ఆల్సో అ ర్యాకెట్. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ దట్ ద NGO రియలీ నీడ్స్ ఫుడ్ ఆర్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ద మనీ ఆర్ వాట్ ఎవర్. It's just that any additional money they're coming, they get is good for them.
That is a couple of years ago the ruling government introduced and now ఇప్పుడు అమల్లో వచ్చింది. So then it's a, I would definitely say it's a good thing.
Absolutely great initiative by the government. Because at least you know when you're talking to an NGO, the first thing you'll ask is, are you registered? What's your number? What's your Darpan number? I mean genuinity.
That time genuine people are there, and I think ee registration valla like there are small, medium, large, extra large, different kind of you know grassroots level NGOs are working at different sectors.
At least you, when you want to help somebody, you know into which category the NGO is falling, whether the NGO really needs help or not. Ani manam decide cheskoni vallaki help cheyochu.
So ipudu IT is a big thing in Hyderabad. So how much are they willingly coming forward and participating? Are they active with their, not just you know డబ్బులు ఇస్తే మా పని అయిపోతే మా CSR ఇనిషియేటివ్ కింద చూపించుకోవడం ఒకటే కాకుండా, ఆర్ దే వాలంటరీలీ ఇన్వాల్వింగ్ ఆల్సో?
Yes, definitely they are. So whatever is their amount towards the CSR and all, actually they have a couple of rounds of meetings with the NGOs. They call the NGOs, they say, see, this is the fund we have, this is what we want to do. So what can you do?
And I think they can pick also because there's environment, you know, CSR activity, there's
they
women,
can choose anybody they want.
there is girl child, there's education, health. So they can pick వాళ్ళకి ఏం కావాలంటే ఇప్పుడు నాకు తెలిసిన వరకు some IT companies ఈ ఇయర్ లో we'll do only women, we'll do education, we'll do environment అనుకుంటే they pick what they want, and whatever fund is allocated they work on those funds.
And they work very closely with the NGOs. It's not like they give the money to the NGOs and I'm done. Kadu. No, they sometimes come, they actually physically participate in some of the programs that
and
the NGO does.
IT companies have put departments also for this.
True that.
CSR initiative department. So there is a small 5-6 member team who works on this.
Correct. So all the IT companies who have to do something with their CSR fund are genuinely doing whatever they're supposed to do. There's no doubt.
So there has been some help because of this thing.
There has been a lot of help, not some help. So you got to go and tell your initiative to the people, and they're so good. They'll go through a couple of details or whatever, and then they say, okay, this is good, let's do this.
So Uma Garu, like see, you have been part of, you know, doing grassroots level work from చాలా ఇయర్స్ నుంచి మీరు చేస్తున్నారు. సో హౌ డూ యూ లుక్ ఎట్ ద గవర్నమెంట్ పాలసీ అప్రోచ్ టు దిస్ అండ్ వాట్ షుడ్ ఇట్ బీ లైక్, అంటే ఇప్పటివరకు చేసిన కాంట్రిబ్యూషన్స్?
ఓకే, సో గవర్నమెంట్ ఇన్వాల్వ్ అవ్వాలంటే అండి, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ I'll give you a small example. There are a number of government schools that are run by government. But if you actually really go into each and every government school and see, there is something which is lacking in the school. Like for example, some schools don't have toilets, some schools don't have benches, some schools, they're not well equipped.
కూడా ఉన్నాయి చాలా గవర్నమెంట్ స్కూల్స్ లో. సీపేజ్లు కూడా,
సీపేజెస్ కొన్ని స్కూల్స్ అయితే they don't even have a roof above it. ఇలాంటివి ఉన్నాయి. So government already has a list of schools that it has. Government also has a list of these IT or companies which do the CSR activity.
అవును.
Probably government should tell the CSR ante IT companies ki each of you adopt some 10 schools or 15 schools, whatever
కానీ
your budget
సిటీలో
is.
బాగానే జరుగుతున్నట్టుంది, బట్ ఐ థింక్ రూరల్లో
Not really.
నాట్ రియలీ. ఓకే.
అంటే if it
కొన్ని
comes up
మనకు
as
బోర్డ్స్ కనిపిస్తూ ఉంటాయి కదా, దిస్ ఇస్ బీన్ అడాప్టెడ్ బై
చాలా
ఇన్ఫోసిస్
తక్కువ అండి,
ఇలాంటివి.
చాలా తక్కువ.
ఇంకా చాలా చేయొచ్చు.
అది కూడా అంటే ప్రాబబ్లీ ఐఎమ్ థింకింగ్ అది కూడా చేసింది సమ్ ఆఫ్ ది ఎన్జిఓస్ ఇనిషియేటివ్ వల్ల చేశారు తప్పితే, నాట్ బికాస్ ద కంపెనీస్ హ్యావ్ రియలీ గాన్ అండ్ చెక్డ్ ఆన్ ద గవర్నమెంట్ స్కూల్స్ వీ వాంట్ టు డూ సంథింగ్ అని అయితే డెఫినెట్గా కాదు. వాట్ ఐఎమ్ సెయింగ్ ఇస్ గవర్నమెంట్ స్కూల్స్ నే సిఎస్ఆర్ యాక్టివిటీ వాళ్ళు అడాప్ట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు కదా, అండ్ దే కెన్ రియలీ మేక్ దెమ్ బ్యూటిఫుల్ స్కూల్స్. రైట్, టాయిలెట్స్ లేవండి. ఐ మీన్ ద అదర్ డే we were called for some Independence Day గురించి. they said we are about 70-80 children unnaru ma school lo, please can you arrange for some snacks. So we spoke to a donor and arranged for some snacks. We were really shocked when we went and saw the government school that didn't even have toilet for teachers, no toilet for students, forget about students, teachers good levu, anta ghoramaina conditions lone. I mean that is a very simple thing, right? All that you have to do is just tell them, okay, me CSR
and now ఇప్పుడు government is working with the CSR department
10 schools ne adopt cheskondi and you're done. Maybe along with 10 schools you adopt a village school or church. You see a lot of celebrities adopting villages. But nijanga ee IT companies anna vallu, I mean, hardly anybody there who is adopting villages.
And they can definitely show it in their CSR initiative kinda, because it's a must ippudu.
Absolutely. Maybe alanti chinnavi, you know, everybody is doing everything, but maybe that connection, that karmic connection is missing somewhere. Is what I'm thinking. Maybe government should make a policy and say do this, or even government hospitals. If you look at the hospitals, government hospitals, they're not in a great shape. So much can be done with the CSR fund that's coming out of the IT department, right?
IT now the everybody kids compulsory ante basic inta turnover una company ki they have to
ante
do.
Imagine how much you can do, and how much is not being done, or how much is not actually reaching the right place, needy, or the needy people. Maybe this the government can think of doing. I don't know. Well, maybe మనకి ఇక్కడ కూర్చొని సజెస్ట్ చేయడం ఈజీ అనేమో. I don't know what challenges they have, but maybe they should look into that.
So ఇప్పుడు now if anybody is interested మీతో వర్క్ చేయడానికి with your organization, how should they get in touch?
So we have a website, we have an Insta, we have a FB, we are on the social media per se. But general ga maato, if you want to volunteer with us, the one thing what we tell any volunteer who wants to join us, like actually we started KCF in February, and I think we just completed about 7 months anukuntanu, and we are about 50 of us. So the only thing we tell our volunteers is ఒకటి రెండు drives ki maato randi, please come. You giving money, fine, anyway you're giving money, so you please come, bring your children, bring your family, bring your friends, please come, see what we're doing. Once they see what we are doing and once they know what they can do, you don't have to actually counsel them to join any NGO for that matter, not only ours. So that little push is what generally public need. Don't just give the money, come
and participate.
okka food
adi chaala mandiki people have that thing, okay nenu ichanu kada, nenu 10,000 ichanu, 500 rupees ichanu, na pani ayipoyindi, like you know my సొసైటీకి కాంట్రిబ్యూట్ చేశారు టైప్ లో. బట్ ఐ థింక్ ఇట్స్ మోర్ అబౌట్ జనాలు వచ్చి చూసి కళ్ళారా.
అప్పుడు when you are giving food to a needy small child or a beggar or an old person there, next time when you throw food from in your house, you will remember twice. When you are donating let's say a dress or a sari to somebody who is in need, you know that so many dresses in your wardrobe which is just lying waste, which you don't even look at them, can be actually distributed out like this. So what we tell our donors is, please come with us, okkati meer cheyandi. Okay, you don't join us, at least you do on your own. That is how we kind of try to create a kind of awareness in the donors.
And when you participate, you also enjoy the whole process.
And it's a kick, you
Yeah.
know, you
It's
get
like-
addicted to it.
Same thing when I did this interview with Manju.
Okay.
She said జనాలు రకరకాల drugs తీసుకుంటారు. This is like a drug, but a good
Absolutely true.
drug.
Absolutely true. I totally agree with her. I totally agree with her. That's what I'm saying. When we were doing some kind of a charity, and when I said I want to take a break, after a year and a half, I was like, I'm not doing anything in my life which is worthwhile. Fine, your job is there, everything else is there, but what is it that you're really doing
Give
which will
back to
make you
society.
happy?
Yeah.
That is an addiction, which is an extremely good addiction, I should say.
Now that మీరు చెప్పారు, like this is a very positive addiction to get. So can you reflect on what are your highs of which gave you the highest satisfaction?
Okay. Like KCF, we are still new in KCF. When I was in RHA, we did a Warangallo, oka village lo, we distributed rice. Appudu that year there were a lot of suicide deaths of the farmers. So we collected, Manju was a rice bucket challenge, Manju was a part of the team, and we together did this drive. So we collected close to about 20,000 kgs of rice, and we went to the village personally, all of us, the team, and we kind of distributed rice to different families in the village. So an old lady who actually took the rice from us, she just came to us, she had tears in her eyes, she hugged us, and she was like, I mean, we thought we will never get any kind of a help from anybody, and you guys are here with the rice and
So
all.
ఎలా తెలిసింది మీ అందరికి, అంటే how did
Again,
ఈ న్యూస్ వచ్చింది అప్పుడు? I think due to rains or they lost their crops or they
rains వల్ల then ఎందుకున్న మరి suicides అయితే చాలా అయ్యాయి farmers వి. Then verification, and we identified 2 villages which were really bad in shape. So we went to those villages. So the kind of gratitude those people have is like you cannot describe.
And it is very genuine gratitude.
Absolutely. They don't cry for media. I mean, they're like, she was really saying, I mean, you know, I know for the next 15-20 days I can actually eat something in my life. So those are the kind of moments which will again hook you back to that addiction and say, yeah, my life is worth it.
So Uma garu, raising 20,000 kgs of rice and taking it ikkad nunchi Warangal ki velli distribute chesi vallato maatladi involve ayi cheyadam, I'm sure it would have been chala like satisfactory at the end of the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Satisfactory and also very heart touching, I should say. Because you actually see so many people who are needy, who actually really need help. So happy because they are able to sustain for the next 1 month.
Yeah. అంతే, అట్లీస్ట్ వాళ్ళకి ఒక 3 పూట 4 పూట ఫుడ్ అయినా తినడానికి. I mean, people should know that ఇంత కరువు ఉంది. చాలా మంది they think there is no problem at all because వాళ్ళ ఒక బబుల్లో ఉండిపోతారు చాలా వరకు. And I also know Umesh di oka story నాకు చెప్పారు. Why don't you share that?
So this boy, he's passed his 12th and he was in village and he reached out saying, I want to come to Hyderabad but I don't know what I can do because I'm not trained in any specific thing.
Yes.
So can you help me ante? Then we said, okay, come down, we'll see what we can do. Ani. Then we contacted a dental clinic by name Srishti Dental Clinic. And we told the doctor that, see, this boy is there. Check him out for a month or 2. If he's really good, then maybe you can continue to employ him. But otherwise, we'll get that 1 month, 1 or 2 months time to kind of get in some other job which might be suitable for him. Ante the dental clinic, I mean, the doctor has been really kind and she said, okay, fine, send him in. So this boy joined that place
as a runner assistant laga.
As a even she didn't know what he could do.
As a runner assistant.
So she was like, maybe I'll use him like an office boy or I don't know what. Let me just see. So 2 months down the line, and she calls me and says, this guy is really smart. He's kind of learned everything about, you know, the instruments and dental, whatever we are doing here. Then she was also kind of saying, I'll sponsor his course. I mean, let him do some kind of a dental course so that tomorrow, whether he's with me or not, he can again, sustain. You know, he can sustain on his own.
Yes.
So those kind of things are really.
అంటే చాలా వరకు see there will be very talented people వాళ్ళ social background or issues వల్ల కూడా
exposure లేక
and they would see చెప్తారు కదా, ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇస్ నాట్ ఆల్, బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ రిక్వైర్డ్ టు డూ ఎనీథింగ్. ఇట్స్ నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్పింగ్ స్టోన్. సో చాలా మంది టాలెంటెడ్ పీపుల్ కి వెనకపడి ఉంటారు బికాస్ ఆఫ్ దీస్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ థింగ్స్.
అండ్ see, it is again both ways. This boy came, the doctor said I'll take him, I'll check him out for 2 months ante she's spending so much of money on that boy for 2 months
training
without even knowing what he can do. That is also there. That is also one kind of I mean social service or donation or charity, I don't know what to call it, but taking that risk.
And in his evenings he's doing food delivery also, right?
Evenings he does that. I mean, see, if somebody is passionate about making a mark for himself, sustaining on his own by coming to the city or going some place ante, they'll come up with their own smart ideas. They do this, they do that.
They'll just shape up
cheseskuntaru. Which is, such kind of people we should definitely encourage.
Yes,
it's that little push that you give them and they'll really stand on their own feet.
Yes. As I conclude, Uma garu, I want to know what is the vision of KCF that you have in mind. What are the areas that you need expansion, and how would you want somebody ante munduku vachi ela collaborate avvagaltaru ani?
Vision, as of now, we are working on these 5 initiatives that I have told you about. So each initiative again has to become self-sustained.
Yes.
So for us, if I'm talking about a Sahayak, it has to be self-sustained. If I'm talking about a Samardhan or a Samman, anything, we are only looking, right now we are only looking for a self-sustainability of all the projects we have taken up right now. Future antara, again, I mean, I don't know what future holds for us, but definitely whatever we can do in whichever field, because we don't know from where the needy will appear, with what problem and all. We are open to anything, and as the problem comes, we'll start looking for the solution and try
take
to
it forward.
Take it forward.
Challenges and collaborations that you would want.
Challenges ante మాకే కాదు, ఎనీ ఎన్జిఓకి ఉండే ఒకటే ఛాలెంజ్ ఏంటంటే జెన్యూనిటీ ఆఫ్ the people who are reaching out to us. So we have to constantly keep verifying whether this is a fake cry for help or a genuine cry for help. So that is the only challenge we kind of face. I mean,
any NGO will
all
face.
the NGOs face the same challenge.
Because a correct person ke adi dabbula or battala.
See, because ikkada entante, see, any NGO for that matter only runs on credibility. Unless you project your credibility to the society, nobody will come forward to help you. So it is a much more bigger onus on people like us who are working on the ground level to see that the money or whatever aid or help that is coming is going to the right person. Suppose నిజంగా మాకు ఎవరైనా బాగా హెల్ప్ చేశారనుకోండి, నేను అది తీసుకెళ్ళి ఒక రాంగ్ పర్సన్ మీద పెట్టి టుమారో ఐ రియలైజ్ దట్ ఐ షుడెంట్ హ్యావ్ helped this particular person because he doesn't need help. See, first of all, it is my loss because I have missed out on helping a genuine guy, and also loss of face for me with my donor because donor nanu nammichadu. It is my problem whether I verify or whatever I do. I am supposed to give it to the right person. That is not the donor's job. So I have lost it both.
You have more pressure.
So we are always in that pressure that is it going to the right person for the right cause. This is what we work on continuously. So those are the challenges we basically face. Collaborations, this is like, at least in KCF we believe that one person can do so much, but you're collaborating with 10 other NGOs. A lot of NGOs are very, very good friends of mine. So maaki ippudu prastutam ela undante, so different kinds of people reach out to us for different helps,
requirements.
So suppose somebody needs groceries, rice or something, I immediately call Rice Bucket and tell Manju, this is what it is, can you help? She always comes forward and says, okay, I can do this. There are certain orphanages or teenage girls unna orphanages, they reach out to us saying we require sanitary pads and stuff. We immediately reach out to Dignity Drive, Renee Grace, and she always comes forward to help us. Any domestic violence, we reach out to Ekta. Alla different NGOs, we are already collaborating and working because ఒక్కళ్ళు అన్ని చేయడం అనేది ఇట్ ఇస్ నాట్ పాసిబుల్ అట్ ఆల్. And it is always so much fun to work with
different
so many
sectors.
people, because we're all in the same you know, space. So we discuss our challenges, our problems, and you know, it's so easy when you collaborate with different NGOs and work. So yeah, future lo we want to actually, if possible, Hyderabad lo unna NGOs anni oka platform medaku vaste, there's so much we can do to make Hyderabad a better place.
Yes.
And maybe Hyderabad can become a role model to other
places,
cities and work in that fashion. That is our big vision.
I think that's a very challenging and a lot of responsibility oriented vision that you are having. So it was nice talking to you, Uma garu.
Same here, Nivedita. And it was so much fun. I mean, telling out what we do. Generally, we keep doing whatever we're doing, not
because
bothering
people మీరు ఎప్పుడు బయటకు వచ్చి చెప్పాలి. That's what I keep telling. చెప్పకపోతే ఎలా తెలుస్తుంది అందరికి?
True. I agree.
So I want to tell people who are watching also is as an initiative within the initiative that Uma గారి help తో what I suggested is ఒక 6-7 interviews, అంటే ఇప్పుడు మీరు చెప్పినట్టు different sectors లో పనిచేసే NGOs or CSR initiative తీసుకొని చేసే వాళ్ళతో let's do a series of interviews so that we can reach out to people. అంటే చాలా మందికి ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ రామ్ డస్ ఇన్ ట్రైబల్ ఏరియాస్, పీపుల్ డోంట్ నో అక్కడ ఏం అంటే దట్ ఈవెన్ యాజ్ సింపుల్ as అక్కడ మెడికల్ ఫెసిలిటీ కూడా లేదు అని చాలా మందికి తెలీదు.
And he's doing such an incredible job. None of us from the city can really actually go and live in the tribal zones and do that kind of a job.
So ఈ 5-6 interviews at least we want to create an awareness by interviewing different people who are doing a give back to the society. అలాగే ఒకవేళ మా దృష్టిలో లేని వాళ్ళు ఉంటే మీరు ఏమైనా కాంట్రిబ్యూట్ చేస్తుంటే ప్లీజ్ డు గెట్ ఇన్ టచ్ విత్ us so that we will create a platform for others to hear out your story and then we can be a bridge for all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you. It was wonderful talking to you.
Thank you.